Good morning. Welcome to another gentle chair yoga tai chi class. This is our new time. I hope you didn't show up at 10:30 because it wasn't happening at 10:30. It's happening at 11. So just a slight change. And this is, if this is your first time joining us or watching this video in our library, this is a class that we have been doing ever since Arts and Wellness of Edenton opened. It is a lovely class, and not just for people who need to stay seated all the time. Of course, that's an option. It is going to be in a seated position throughout, so find yourself a chair with some good support. But it's for everyone. It's one of my favorite classes because there's so much that you can do from a seated position. You can really help your body. And so it also equips us when we are stuck in a chair for longer periods of time than we would like. It doesn't mean that you can't move your body and you can't help yourself out. You can use any of these motions that we go through together during our time and apply them to wherever you're sitting at any time during the day. So don't use "I'm stuck in a chair" as an excuse not to feel good and to help your body out. And hopefully as you go through these movements with me, you'll discover that for yourself. All right? So, one thing I was thinking about as I was sitting here preparing for class, I saw the trolley car in Edenton go past on Church Street here. And everyone's wearing their mask, everyone's doing the right thing, and that's awesome. But, you know, we have constant reminders when we go out in the community of this weird space that we're all in together. This time of, you know, virus and having to protect ourselves, and you know, even those visual cues can be a little bit stressful, like, oh my gosh, what's happening, it's dangerous. So all the more important for us to find ways to take care of ourselves and relieve that stress from our bodies, because it does accumulate. These things that we react to emotionally don't stay just in our emotions. They carry over into our physical bodies. It happens. And we can't keep that from happening. But what we can do is have all kinds of practices and routines and habits that really nourish ourselves. And so these movements that we go through together of yoga and tai chi and breathing well and relaxing, all of those things instill in us reminders and embodiment of balance and peace. And boy, do we need that today, and we need it the rest of our lives. So we'll get through this crisis, but I guarantee you it won't be the only crisis in our lives. There will be others. And so all the more important to establish some wellness and some self-care that you can maintain and you can sustain throughout your lifetime. Okay? So let's get going. Let's get moving and breathing together. In your seat, you have choices. I am scooted out a little bit, halfway out in my chair. If you want to use the back of your seat, feel free to scoot back at any time. You do want to start out right off the bat with your hips a little bit higher up than your knees. And that's going to feel better to your back. It's going to allow you to have more movement as we go through class together. All right, so I have a blanket under my hips to help me achieve that height. Okay, so if you're tall especially, make sure you've got some height underneath those hips to get a nice comfortable starting position. And then once you're kind of situated properly, we're going to start a little bit of a weight shift side to side. This is one of my favorite movements, both in sitting and in standing, when I start off engaging my body. Like, what's been going on? I've ignored you for a period of time. Let's reconnect, see how things are going, and relax, especially the lower back and the hips as you shift side to side here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to try to connect your breath with all of the movements that we go into. If you're connecting your breath as you go, it's going to instill a deeper breath, a more effective breath, and you're going to start noticing how much a deep breath, deeper than what you normally do when you're not thinking about your breath, that deep breath will bring with it relaxation. It will help your body feel better. I promise it works. It's so simple. So we're going to breathe in as you shift to one side, and we're going to breathe out as you shift to the opposite side. And we're just going to keep that going. It's going to slow down your weight shift, but that's okay. Slow and steady wins the race, said the hare. No, not the hare. The tortoise said that. I've got to go back and read my Aesop's fables. Oh my goodness. The hare learned his lesson from the tortoise. So here we go, slow and steady, shifting side to side. Breathing into one side and breathing out to the next side. Couple more rounds here. And exhale, relax. One more time, breathe in. And breathe out. Nice, we're gonna come to that center position, but we're gonna maintain that nice relaxed feeling in the hips and the lower back. Let's come to the shoulder and the neck area for a bit. Again, using that breath to connect with the movement. So as we shrug the shoulders any amount up, we take a breath in. And as we release them down, we breathe out. And again, breathe in. And breathe out. Such a simple movement, but boy, if you're connecting a deep breath, it helps so much. Breathe in and breathe out. So our rib cage is into the ball game. If you're taking a deep breath, your ribs are expanding. And as you exhale, they're coming back together. No hurry. Again, breathe in and breathe out. One more time like this. Breathe in and breathe out. Awesome. We're going to release the hands down by the sides. A little bit of a breath out with the arms. And exhale, relax. So you don't have to think so much of shrugging the shoulders now. We're getting an opening and a release by breathing the arms out to our sides. So the same thing's happening at the ribs. Deep breath in, and then exhale, relax down. If you have any trouble with this at your shoulders, keep your arms really low. You don't have to expand very wide or high to get the full benefit from this. And ideally, you're keeping your shoulders really easy and soft. 2 more times. Breathe in and breathe out. And here's our last time. Breathe in and breathe out. Let's ease our hands right on top of the legs. Relax the shoulders, close the eyes for a moment, and let's listen and notice how your body feels. Again, if you've built up any tension in your lower back from that little bit we did with the shoulders and the arms, go ahead and relax the back. Maybe a couple of sways side to side to lengthen it out and rest it again. Come back into center. Let's take one more deep breath together right here. All the way in and all the way out. Gently opening the eyes again, relaxing the hands right back down by your sides, just letting the arms hang. Notice the weight of your arms here. And we're going to take the arms in a different direction again, led by the breath. As you breathe in, you're floating the arms a little bit to the front. Draw the elbows in towards your sides and then float the hands down by your sides. Deep breath in starts this movement up. The exhale softens it in and releases it down. This is called opening the door in Tai Chi. Breathe in and breathe out. And one more time, breathe in and breathe out. Nice. Good. Let's bring the hands in front of the belly. This time, palms are facing one another. This belly area is considered the center of your body. All right? And so we're going to combine a breath from that center of the body where your arms and your palms are mimicking what's happening with your breath. So we're just embodying that breath and encouraging that expansion and that opening. And then that coming together and softening in. And again, breathe and open. And soften and relax. 2 more times like this. Breathe and open. And soften and relax. 1 more time here. Breathe and open. And soften and relax. Good. Now you can add a visual here between your palms of a nice round moon that's rotating and moving, and we're going to rotate our palms with that revolving moon. So we're going to float around the sides of that moon and rest your right palm on top and left palm on the bottom, just cradling that round moon. And then keep it moving in the opposite direction until your left palm ends up on top, right palm on the bottom. Once you get all the way there, reverse. Send it in the opposite direction. And settle into place. Let's connect the breath. So as we sweep around the sides, take a deep breath in. And as we rest into place, big exhale. And again, breathe in and circle. Exhale, rest into place. 1 more time, breathe in. And breathe out. Good. Let's start to gently press the palms together here. And then we're going to part the horse's mane. That lower palm comes a little bit up. The top palm has descended down, and now we're going to keep that top palm on top of the moon to come back and embrace that moon. Same thing to the other side, a little press, a little parting and opening, and then we're going to come back to embrace the moon. Good. I'm going to have a little bit of a lean towards that rising palm. So I'm leaning off to the right towards that right, and then coming back into the middle. We're going back to that weight shift that we started with, shifting towards the left hip leaning a little bit forward, and then coming back in to embrace the moon. Again to the right, press and part. A little shift and lean. And then come back in, exhale. So we inhale to lean and part. Exhale, recover, embrace the moon. One more time like this. Breathe in. And breathe out. And breathe in. And breathe out. Good. Let's send the arms right out to the front. Soften the elbows and release the hands right down onto the legs. Let's go back to that weight shift. Just checking in with the hips and lower back. If you got a little too far out in your seat like I did, you can also shift your hips a little bit back into your seat so you're not going to fall off the edge of your chair. All right, so the motion, the movement that we just did from Tai Chi is called parting the horse's mane. We're going to go back to it and we're going to add a little bit of footwork as we go. But let's just think about the visual, because I love to think of these movements. They're all coming from nature. And so we want to keep our minds engaged with what we're doing in our movements, right? It helps us. It's a mind-body practice. So we're totally participating and present in what we're doing with our bodies. So from that embracing the moon position, when we pressed the palms a little together and then parted them, that beautiful horse's mane is between our palms. And we're starting to stroke and then part that horse's mane as the arms peel away. Same thing to the other side. It's a stroke and a part of that horse's mane. All right? So we'll add the arms in, but first, let's get the bow step with our feet moving back and forth. That same little lean in each direction is what we're going to do with our legs, one at a time. So as we go to the right, that right leg is going out to the right just a bit. So not straight to the front, a little bit out to the side, and our heel makes contact. It actually gives us a nice bit of support as we lean out that way. And then as we lean back, that heel is going to draw back in. Same thing to the other side. As we go out to the left, that heel is there giving us a little bit of support. And then as we lean back, that leg is unweighted and it can come back in. All right, let's do that a few times. Just the footwork, leaning in the direction of that heel, leaning back, and then drawing it back into place. And again to the left. Bow step is what this is called. And then leaning back, draw that foot back in. We have some core work happening. I don't know if you're aware of it, but leaning forward is a nice little stretch and lengthening for the hips and the back. And then when we're leaning back to unweight that leg, as soon as we lean back any amount, our core is getting a workout, okay? It's a full body movement. So let's add the arms back in. Starting with embracing the moon, left hand on top of that round moon, and the right hand is cradling it underneath. Go ahead and visualize your nice, beautiful horse. And let's come to the right side first. Press and part. And then leaning back, draw that foot in, embrace the moon. Settle back into place. And here we go to the other side. Bow step with the left, part the horse's mane, a little lean in that direction. And then leaning back, unweight that left foot, bring it back in, embrace the moon. Here we go again. Part the horse's mane, lean that direction. Lean it back, embrace the moon. Few more times here. Nice breath in and easy breath out. One more time each side. Parting the horse's mane to the right. Little lean forward. And then lean it back. Draw the right foot in, embrace the moon. One more time. Off to the right. And lean it back in. Here we are, embracing the moon. Placing both feet on the ground, we're going to ease the palms right out in front of the belly. This time the palms are facing the belly. And we're in this meditation tree pose. This is a great pose to practice relaxing the shoulders all the way down. So lots of space between your shoulders and your ears here. If your arms feel too heavy and this feels tight and tense, draw the palms closer in towards the belly. Relax them even more. So we're going to stay right here in this meditation tree pose. And we're going to take 3 deep breaths. With the inhale, open the ribs. With the exhale, relax and sink down. 2 more deep breaths like that. Inhale, open the ribs. And exhale, relax. One more time. Inhale and open. And exhale, relax. This time with the inhale, let's float the arms right out to the front and release them down onto the legs. All right, let's move and stretch a little bit. We're going to send the feet out in front of the knees a little bit to give us some more support as we move here. So we're going to go back and forth between a seated cat-cow position. So what we're going to do here is from the belly, we're going to start to round the body, making the spine the shape of a C. Drop the chin towards the chest and relax. And then we're going to come the opposite way. So coming through that center place. Now we're going to send the belly forward, open the chest, open the shoulders, and float the chin any amount up. That's your cow. So let's go back and forth between those 2 places. Big exhale as you round in a cat. And big inhale as you open into cow. You don't have to go as far in each direction as I'm going. Just explore. What is it like to round and relax my spine? Drop the chin a little bit. And then open a little bit. Relax the shoulders. Lift the heart up. One more time each direction. Round into cat. And then open into cow. Good. Coming into center. One more stretch here for the spine and for the back of the body. We're going to widen our feet a little more than the hips. And we're going to do a forward fold. So you have a nice shelf to support yourself with here. All right, we're going to start by placing one forearm down on that shelf. And then the second forearm down on the shelf. Drop your head forward. Relax the weight of your upper body over. And this may be as far as you want to go right here. If you drop your chin even more, lengthening the back of the neck, this is a nice release. Let the lower back relax here. If you want to take this a little bit further, lean to one side and drop the opposite hand down towards the floor. And if that feels okay, you've got the support of the floor from that palm. Relax the other palm forward and hang. If this doesn't feel good, just cruise your way right back up onto that shelf. Placing one forearm on that thigh and then the other forearm. So either place, we're gonna hang here and breathe. 2 deep breaths. All the way in and all the way out. One more time. All the way in and all the way out. Good. Lean to one side, the opposite palm comes to that shelf, and that way you can gently press your way right back up to center. Walking the feet back in place underneath the knees. And let's go back to our weight shift side to side. Relaxing the hips and the lower back as you go here. Easy shoulders. Deep breaths continue. Good. All right, let's stretch a little bit in a side-to-side direction. So we're going to release the arms down by your sides. Give them a little shake. Release anything. And then let them drop and just feel the weight of your arms, because they're going to help us in this side-to-side direction. All right, you have nice support from your feet. If you want to widen your feet a little bit more, if that makes you feel more secure, feel free to do that. All right, here we go. Take a deep breath in. Float the top of the head up. As you exhale, your left fingertips are going to seek the floor any amount. Just dropping over. Your head follows. And then with your next inhale, float the top of the head again. And then the right fingertips are going to drop over. Drop the head. Again, rolling up top to center. And exhale, float the left fingertips down. And inhale, coming up to center. And exhale, drop over to the right. So I'm going to start dropping over a little bit more as I get into this. Doesn't mean that you have to go any further than you're going now. I'm just easing those fingers a little bit more, relaxing the shoulders, relaxing the head. And coming up to center. And dropping over any amount. One more time each side. Breathe in, floating center. And exhale, relax over. We've got one more time here. Breathe in. And exhale, ease your way over. Good. Coming back up to center, we're going to float the fingertips to the back of the head. We're going to take a deep breath in, open the elbows any amount. And then on the exhale, drop the elbows towards one another, drop the chin, relax. Again, inhale, open the elbows, easy shoulders. And exhale, drop it forward, round a little bit. We're actually going back to that cat-cow. Now we've just added a little more shoulder opening to the mix. And exhale, round it forward and drop. One more time here. Breathe in and open the front of the body. And exhale, round and fold. Good. Coming back up to center. Float the hands right back down to the legs. Close the eyes for a moment. Let's take a nice long listen. Breathing deeply as you notice all the parts of your body. If something feels tight, you can go back to that sway side to side. Soften up any part of you that feels tense or tight. You can go back to a little shoulder shrug. 2 more deep breaths here. Inhale. And exhale. And one more time. Inhale. And exhale. Nice. Good. Let's do one more leg movement with combining that weight shift again. So we're going towards the rooster stands on one leg in Tai Chi, but it's also a hip flexor strengthener. So that muscle in the front of your hip that helps your foot to come forward and clear the floor so you don't stumble. Really important muscle to have maintained and strengthened. Every time we lift up one knee at a time, any amount, that's the muscle that's making it happen. So we're going to have a little bit of lean and sway side to side. Not cheating. It's good. It's conserving energy and not building up tension in our body as that hip flexor works for us. All right, so in our Tai Chi movement of rooster stands on one leg, that same side hand is going to float up when the knee lifts and then drop back down. And lift up and down. So the whole body is lifting and then sinking down. Same thing with the breath. Breathe in and breathe out. And breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. One more time. Breathe in and out. Nice. All right, now we're going to stretch out that hip flexor on each side. So we're going to pivot in our chair around to the right, carrying that right foot with us and facing that right knee. And then we're going to start to wiggle that left toe, the left foot, out and to the side and a little bit back. So it's nice and open. And then placing that left hand on that left hip, we're going to roll even a little bit more towards the right side that we're facing, stretching out that hip flexor muscle here. If it's too much of a stretch, just back off a little bit. Don't roll so far. If you want a little more stretch, roll and face the right side. All right? So not only is it a hip flexor stretch, but this is also warrior two in yoga. If you want to float those arms up, away from the body, keep the shoulders relaxed and easy here. Let's take 3 deep breaths. All the way in and easy out. And again, breathe and relax. One more time, breathe in. And then float the arms right down to the legs. Good, we're gonna unroll that hip and start to pivot that extended leg closer in towards the chair. Make your way back towards the front. Reset your feet, and we'll go to the other side. So now rotating in your chair to the left. That foot's coming to the left as well, and we're facing your left knee. Then we're going to start to pivot out the right foot, extending the right leg out long. Right hand on that right hip, and then we're going to roll everything towards the left a bit. Facing this left knee right in front of you. And then if you want to add the arms here, coming to a warrior two. Easy shoulders. Think of a nice open chest as you go here. 3 deep breaths. All the way in. exhale. And breathe in. And out. One more time, breathe in. And out. Relax the arms down to the legs. Start to roll back towards the center, drawing that extended leg back into place and shifting everything back to the front. All right, one more hip stretch. This time we're going to get the deep glute of the hip. So we're going to lean back and we're going to draw your left heel up across your right knee. So we're in this cross-legged position. If that's too much of a stretch and uncomfortable for you, just relax that heel down towards your opposite ankle. And this will also drop open the hip. That's what we're going for, is an opening. All right? If this is okay with you, we're going to hang in this cross-legged stretch. And we're going to add a couple of things as we go. First, we're going to add a little bit of a rock and a sway, just to keep our hips relaxing open as we hang out here. If you want to add a little bit of a lean forward, so hinging forward at the hips, increasing a little bit that stretch. If you go too far and it doesn't feel good, just back your way up, okay? Let's take some deep breaths here and relax. Good. All right, coming out of this gently, we're going to roll the body back and give that crossed foot some space and some room to come off the knee. All right, we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So choose if you want a nice gentle opening of the hip, resting the right heel on the right ankle. That might be plenty of stretch for you. Or if you want to play with lifting that heel across the opposite knee and settling in here. Good, adding a little side to side sway to keep your hips relaxing down and open. Easy shoulders as you go and deep breaths, relaxing the whole body. You can always shift that lower foot a little further out in front of you for more support, especially if you're going to lean forward at all. And breathe. Good. And then easing your way back up to center. Take your time coming out, leaning back and lowering that crossed foot down. Good. One more time, coming into a center position here. Easy shoulders, closing the eyes and checking in with the body. And at this point, if you want to scoot back in your chair for a little bit more support, feel free to do that. We're just going to have a little relaxation time. I'm going to draw my feet up in my chair, but don't feel like you have to do that. So using the support of the back of the chair, some easy breaths in and out. Good. Let's use a pattern of breathing in and noticing your body. And breathing out and relaxing your whole body. Again, breathe in and notice. And breathe out, relax. One more time, breathe in and notice. And breathe out, relax. Good, keep that pattern going, just a few more cycles. And let's go one more time, full breath in. And full breath out. Gently opening your eyes. Noticing the space around you. Starting to move your body gently again, wherever you want to move. Keeping everything nice and relaxed and easy. Good. And that's it. That is a few of the things that we can do in our chair. So I encourage you to remember that there are so many things you can do, even seated in a chair. If you work at an office or you work at a computer, take a couple of minutes whenever you think of it, especially if you feel your body tightening up or your back tightening up. Relax and breathe deeply and move your body even while seated in a chair and explore all the benefits you can get from that, okay? So thanks for joining. Feel free to look at the other chair classes that are loaded up in the Facebook library. They're all similar, but there's variety in them all. So nothing is repeated over and over again. There is fresh stuff on each one. Have a great day, you guys. I hope you feel good, and I'll see you next time. Bye.